Alrighty guys, welcome to the first episode of The Last of Us Part 2 story. We're actually going to be starting off the series with some brand new content with the lost levels. I've seen people already post. I haven't watched any of them yet other than the couple little trailers. I am very excited. Play early versions of levels that were cut during the original development of The Last of Us Part 2. These levels are presented in an unfinished pre-alpha state and have optional developer commentary. These levels contain spoilers, and we strongly recommend that you play the original game. I have played the original game when it first came out, so we are good to go. Alright, so we got Jackson Party, the Seattle Sewers, and the Hunts. So the Jackson Party, Ellie nervously attends a party in Jackson, and then the rest of the stuff. There's no spoken dialogue. Um, that I guess that's the only one. Just placeholder lines shown with subtitles. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the Jackson Party. Developer commentary, we would love that on, and then the introduction video. Let's do it.
You're about to play an unfinished level from The Last of Us Part 2.
Neil. All right, Lost Levels Jackson Party. I'm gonna try not to talk too much because this is all brand
The
new.
reason we added this section is there are a few sequences, and we picked the three of the best ones that we cut from the game. You know, often we build a game that's much bigger than what ends up being the final product. They were months away from being finished, but we wanted to give you an insight of what it's like when we built the game, because often we have this whole thing constructed and it doesn't have final art or audio or dialogue. And here you get to see the building blocks of what it's like when we first string a bunch of these levels together. This is the intro to the first deleted level.
Okay.
And this one is the roughest of the three. We wanted to show more of how Jackson operates. So this is the festival where Ellie
Concept
ultimately
art,
kisses
I love
Dina.
it.
The sequence would have come very late in the game as a flashback sequence while you're in the farm with Dina. And we wanted to show what is the rest of Jackson doing, and wanted to put on the stick, make it interactive. So you could see when you're outside, there are all these almost like carnival games that you can play. You could mix drinks, you could play with these kids that are playing a sort of clicker Marco Polo, sit down and listen
That would
to
have been so fun.
conversations. And all the different interactions were first or second pass, very, very early passes. The building blocks are there, but nothing is final. And ultimately, while we were very excited by the sequence, it's pretty fun and lighthearted. It just slowed things too much as we're barreling towards the end of the story at this point. So again, reminder.
Oh, this was
rough,
for the end of the
missing
story.
audio, missing animation, missing gameplay tweaks, missing dialogue, but pretty representative of what it would have been. So enjoy.
It would have been cool if they ended up finishing some of these lost levels for this. Obviously, I know that would have cost a ton of money. All right, having a drink. It's pretty cool that they at least added this in. It's not what I expected it, and I was hoping for full-on levels, but, I mean, it is what it is.
Originally, this level was going to transition us to farm. We would go all the way through to the dance, where Ellie and Dina share their first kiss. Then
Oh,
we would
look at
play
those
through
kids.
farm, and when Ellie plays the guitar at night, she would remember the Seth incident. So, the opening for this was a little tricky. We needed it to match at least a little what you might expect emotionally coming from prior beats, because we were already purposefully disorienting you in time and
I wonder if I can
space.
still walk while
Remember,
this is
you just
talking.
came from this huge fight. To jump straight into it would have been a little too jarring. After some back and forth, we rooted it in Ellie's nerves, calling back to her hands shaking in the theater. But this time, for a much more innocuous reason we'll find out later. She's nervous because she has a crush on Dina, who is the only reason why she's here at the dance.
All right. So, there's nothing this way. I could see another thing of dialogue here. So this was meant to be more toward the end of the game, which I guess makes a ton of sense on why. Oh, snowman.
Something we
They,
really wanted
cut
to do
it.
was highlight the way their lives had turned upside down since she went down this path. We
I
had
can hear
this
music.
idea of recontextualizing all of our usual gameplay mechanics that were designed for really violent ends. The workbench, door bashes, throwable weapons, and even the infected, which is my personal favorite. Peppered throughout the level are moments of levity or shared history, all the while seeing how happy and mundane they all were before her huge revenge odyssey.
All right. Let's go in and see what this party is looking like in here. Let's see, what do we got? Ooh, everybody's mingling. All right, there's a couple things over there. Is there anything this way? There's one over here. So we'll go for this real fast. And then we'll make our way over to those two. And then what? We'll have two more, I think, possibly. Oh, I can grab a beverage. So this must be the mixing drinks thing. Oh wait, am I supposed to be... Should I be doing this yet? Let's get some tequila. We'll get Ellie a drink before we listen to this next one. Oh great, it's empty. It's fine though, it's unfinished, I get it. Okay, well Ellie got a little beverage. It was actually pretty
We
good.
use our workbench a lot to make a lot of things that kill and maim and hurt people. Here, we had the silly idea of using the same feel, harkening back to the same animations, using the exact same UI to instead fix a drink. Like the workbench, you could pick your base and then you could add something to it. And at the time, we had some different reactions from Ellie based on how strong you chose to make the drink. Something we wanted to prototype though, before it got cut, was picking up some ingredients around to add, like a lime or maybe a bottle of someone's favorite whiskey or salt, like you were earning upgrades. We also toyed with having Ellie carry around the drink you made and occasionally sip it, psyching herself up to go talk to Dina inside because she's nervous. It got too noodly though, because she would need to keep placing it somewhere before she did anything, so it would have ended up more trouble than it was worth.
Okay, I get it. I definitely already understand why just this got cut. There's just a lot... Oh wait, there's another thing over here. There's a lot going on. I definitely understand it. This is still really cool, but I get it.
Without one of these throwing games. This one, of course,
Oh, so we already
uses
just got a ball.
global system where you're often chucking explosive things or
Oh, damn.
things.
Okay, let's
for
try
more
to aim
wholesome
for the
purpose,
bottom.
Although some people take this game really seriously. A fun aspect of this is if you did well,
What?
you could win a toy here. Ellie would place it in her
How was that not a full-on
If you had done
knockdown?
this, you'd find the toy with JJ.
Let's
baby,
go.
Later back at the farm. When we
All right,
cut
we got
this,
one.
The toy made it through anyway because it was so cute. It is the same one you see on the tractor at the farm.
Oh.
Ollie the elephant.
Sick, okay. So we got that. What do we got here? Because it looks like I can sit
The
down.
makeup artist is
Oh,
pretty
makeup.
simple. It's one of those little in-game scenes we peppered in to make it feel like Ellie had roots in the town.
Oh, it's face
Ellie,
paint.
our writer, mentioned that in her mind, an ex-girlfriend of Ellie's tattooed her arm to cover up her scar. So we figured this might be the only time you get to see that. We wanted to hint at it and allude to it and make it feel like there had been so much more that had been happening and so much
Let's
more
see,
that
did they
Ellie
actually
threw
put
away.
it? No. That's fine, I get it. Oh wait, yo, I wasn't done. I want another thing. I got another cheek. I got another cheek, kid. Alright, whatever. We got this one, and I feel like there's one. Yeah, the other one, the last one
This
looks like
is
it's all
one
the
of
way
my
over there.
favorite sections because I think that it achieves both the slice of life aspect of Jackson while
Look at
also
that.
being a stark reminder of how dark the world that they live in really is. To attract attention and curiosity, one of the kids was supposed to make this adorable, messed up little clicker impression, and the others would
That is a
giggle.
great
We
impression.
tried a version where if you got close enough, the kid might try and follow you a little before turning back.
Hey.
Since clickers are blind and move by echolocation, for this game of messed up tag, Ellie must close her eyes and listen for
I
when
caught
the
the kid.
children give themselves away. The thought was that these kids are in relative safety. They still grow up with the dangers of clickers and runners, and all
Wait,
those
am I about to be
lessons
it?
would embed
Oh, no, wait.
themselves in the games that they play. When the
Oh,
festival
what?
got cut, they tried to preserve this moment and move it to the front of the game where the snowball fight is, as a tutorial.
Oh wait, they got me.
However, being in the headspace of a clicker doesn't really teach you how to deal with them. Eventually, it evolved, and they instead made the snowball fight, which was, I think, way more effective.
Snowball fight
For
was
me,
good.
It's character illuminating that not only does Ellie know this game, she plays along. There's a familiarity with the kids that's really nice to see, especially because it's such a difference from the Ellie we see later, who has a sort of hollow normalcy that she's trying to get with JJ, but kind of fails.
Bro, this is cool. I really like that. And then, of course, if you want, you can sit by the fire. We are not going to do that because there's no dialogue over there, but we will check out this last dialogue. I think I found the rest of them. This should be it.
There's a hidden spot at the back that was just a bit of fun. It was highlighting Jackson's normalcy with something we would find in a real world. In the back, you would find teenagers finding some alone time with each other
Where?
in a dark corner of a party. It was rewarding the player for peeking
Oh.
into a hidden corner, but
Oh.
ultimately redirecting them back to the festival. We also had versions of them smoking weed here, despite Maria's consternation, probably having gotten it from Eugene.
My bad. So was that it? Do I go inside the party now, or how does this end? Do you just click off and leave after? Because I think I found everything. Do I just go up here? I'm assuming this is gonna end it. But I think I found everything. Tommy, my guy, what is up? Let me in, thank you. Alright, first lost level done. Alright, we got our second lost level, which is the Seattle sewers. Ellie is swept into the Seattle sewer system. Of course, we want the commentary and intro. Let's do it. Lost levels, Seattle sewers.
In
What do
this
you got for
second
us,
deleted
Neil?
level, which is an extended sequence of the sewers in Seattle. This comes on the heels of where Ellie goes into a building and she survives an attack by stalkers and gets thrown out of a window
Oh.
and gets swept away by the current. And then we cut this section that used to be there in the final game. Now you will get to play it. So this was a way to get a bit more interesting puzzles, interesting traversal, figure out how Ellie can navigate the sewers with the fighting current. Ultimately, with a lot of these levels and these sequences, the reason why we cut them were for pacing purposes. But here it is for you in this very kind of raw form that part of it will feel finished, parts of it will feel like assets are missing as far as audio, animation won't be final, but it's a glimpse into what a game looks like when it's months away from finishing. Enjoy.
Thank you, Neil. I appreciate it. Alright. Oh, I actually get to do this part too. Even though it doesn't matter, because we're still going to get broken out anyways. What happens if you just don't press square? Wouldn't you just fall through anyways, or would you just die from it biting you? Ooh. I don't even want to find out. I want to get through these lost levels. I'm excited to see it. So now we're ending up in the sewer system right now. Oof. It's insane how bad these currents are and you not being able to do anything. Dude, water is powerful. I can kind of move. I can kind of move around a little bit. Not like it really matters, but yeah, water is insane. Alright, what do you want me to do? There's really nothing for me to grab onto. Oh, wait, over here. Get me over here. Can I grab that? No, am I just hitting that? Where you want me to go? Over here. Okay, there we go. So there's stuff over here. Am I supposed to climb that way? Oh, wait, I think they probably want me on both sides. So we'll start over here. And then just make our way forward, I guess. Can I? No, I can't. I was gonna say, can I climb that?
The ladder acts as an immediate goal for the player, but being able to climb out is not going to be so easy. To keep levels interesting and engaging, we alternate between positive and negative values the player experiences. Here, it's a positive to have found a ladder, but then a negative to discover it's not the solution.
Literally.
But then another positive to identify the next short-term goal of the doorway. By alternating between these opposing values, we give players what they expect, but not how they expect it.
Alright, I'm assuming that they just want me to keep hopping from side to side. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. To get over to this next one. I don't know how we're getting to the middle.
This level,
Oh wait, I might know.
internally known as Find Nora, was quite long in duration as we had to make Ellie traverse a far distance to the opposite side of downtown Seattle. The sewer section was originally longer than what we released the game with, approximately 10 minutes more.
Oh god.
This was one of the few areas of the game that used water flow as part of a traversal puzzle. The player has to go upstream to use the current to get to the platform to reach the other side. We mostly cut this mechanic game-wide, however it remained in essence in the section swimming to the aquarium as Ellie when you were avoiding the waves.
There we go. Alright. So now, climb up here. And if we move just the right way, we'll get to the third one. There's a door.
When players reach the doorway and enter into the room, they are faced with a dead end.
Oh,
The real reason for this dead-end room is that on the reversal, when exiting back out of the doorway, players are faced with the route onwards. A pipe that they'd not been able to see when they were swept past it on the way
Let's
in,
grab our
or
stuff.
something that was hidden from view when on the side platforms. The intention here being that the only option is to go off the standard path in order to search for a way out.
okay. So am I... Is that saying that To jump this? Am I supposed to jump over that? Let's grab that. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter to grab it. Oh, no, no, no. So do you want me to... You want me to jump over this? Let's grab my rag.
Get me the hell out of here.
Just the urge. I have the urge to
Throughout
grab
the
and do
rest of the
things.
level, we also used light to indicate to the player that they were heading in the right direction. At each turn, however, we blocked the direct route forward. Players would know that they just have to keep finding alternative paths, promoting those feelings of being desperate and trapped.
Alright.
We slowly introduced the player to consider climbing into smaller pipes and crouching in these tight spaces. This is to slowly build up to, and encourage, the player to climb into such a small pipe that they'd have to be crawling on their stomach, which is something that the player previously may not have recognised as a playable space, let alone the desired route they need to take.
This is sick. I like this.
Up and out.
Oh, rats.
Just keep going up and out.
We added a tiny space just to reward the player's exploration with a pickup item, and we made sure it was something that made sense that you'd find in this area. A canister and all the garbage that had been washed into the sewers from the surface.
Okay. I guess
We
just
loved
over
the idea
here.
of making Ellie prone through a tiny dirty pipe in order to get out, as it was a great opportunity to use our prone mechanic. A unique camera setup was created to support crawling in these pipes, as the standard prone camera is much higher above the player. We also created custom collision in order for Ellie to manoeuvre in these tight spaces easily. Initially, the oblong collision capsule around her character caused issues crawling around corners. We put extra effort into the custom corner collision, so the movement experience is as smooth as the main game.
Dude, this is cool. I really like this. So we have these really
Piece of
small
shit, Ellie.
spaces. Disgusting looking spaces. Like, look how filthy it is. Just dirt and nasty. We're already halfway through the dialogue on this one, and they're still... They really went all out on this one and cut it.
In order for the player to feel cramped, claustrophobic and desperate,
I kinda like this
we've
one.
been enforcing the traversal mechanics that allow for a tight environment which promote these feelings. We introduced the use of the squeeze through so that we can keep the player feeling enclosed and tight, but without repeating the same geometry. Here we change from low ceilings with wider walls to high ceilings and tight walls to change up the spatial pacing and keep the level from repeating
You
itself.
think that there would have been a dialogue over here? I guess they're just done. You want me to climb? Said, do you want me under this? I thought you would have just had to press X. Nah, they want you to just hold circle. You're going prone in this one. You got bottles. I don't know if I saw a camera or shoes, clothes,
Shitty place to die.
something. Give me some enemies. I picked up some stuff. I can fight a couple enemies in this real quick. Don't you worry. You give me an enemy, I'll beat him
Originally,
down.
we had the water line much higher here, so players had to swim through this tight tunnel. However, from watching user test feedback, it was occasionally causing people to discount the route entirely and turn back on themselves. So to avoid any risk of this happening in the final game, we present a lower water level so the tunnel is easy to see and commit to using.
I like
Although
that.
this isn't as impactful without the prone swim, it's the better decision as it means a smoother experience for the player with no backtracking frustration.
I appreciate
As we
that.
surface from the water and over the crest of the slope, we reveal what is further in this tunnel. A clicker that has sprouted and the fungus has grown on the sides of the pipe. It was great to see people who user tested this area becoming increasingly worried as we forced the player to squeeze past the fungus and inches away from the clicker's face.
Wait, is
All
it
the
this way?
time Not being sure whether the clicker might be alive or attack them. Although we aren't as cruel as to force a clicker attack in such close proximity, we do have a payoff for this moment. This clicker momentarily turned into Joel to show Ellie's PTSD from what happened to Joel at the start
Oh.
of the game.
It's here.
Ultimately, we decided to save this moment for the farm level, as it was more impactful there because it could become the centerpiece of that experience. Whereas in the sewers, we weren't able to make it as much of a narrative
flashlight,
point
come
and
on.
give it the breathing room and reaction time
Ooh.
that it deserves, given the
Oh, that
tight
was cool.
space.
That was sick. Yo, these lost levels are crazy cool.
Shit.
Oh, and we're falling. Wait, not back in the water. Never mind. Oh, we got bullets. All right, let's climb up. Climb up this maybe? Take a look around and see if there's anything. Okay, there is. So, go over here real quick, and we'll do that.
For the final section, we eventually opened you out into a wider area as you traverse through such tight spaces leading up to this. So changing the environmental pacing makes it begin to feel like we're coming to the end of Ellie's ordeal.
That's
An earlier
exactly where it's
iteration
making me
used
feel.
the current that we'd shown at the start for a slightly tougher traversal puzzle to conclude the sewers. The ladder was clearly visible from most of the area, but the player was faced with a fast-flowing torrent of water they couldn't cross. If the player attempted to jump into the water, they were not able to swim across the ladder due to the water's speed.
This water?
Instead, they had to traverse the pipe running along the top of the space in order to get across the water.
Is this saying... Is it talking about this side? Or the other side? I don't think you can get through that door. Alright, I'm gonna just jump into this water and see what he meant. Or first, is there anything over here? There's stuff up there. You got this side. That. You got that over there. Anything in here? No, this is just empty. Okay, Oh wait, yeah, because there's no way I'm climbing that. Okay, I gotta find out what ladder this dude was talking about, because I don't see anything. Hold on. Hold on. He said something about a ladder. Or something about climbing up the... Oh. He wants me to... Okay, I see. This is the pipe he meant to climb up. Are those roaches? What is that? Leeches? Oh no, they're not actually leeches. What is that supposed to be?
Using this pipe was retained in the iteration we shipped with, as it's the last of the extreme methods Ellie has to undergo in order to escape the sewers.
Please
and
tell
what
me
she will
she's
go
gonna...
through in her pursuit of revenge.
Oh. No, Ellie, keep your balance. Thank you. Am I supposed to go prone? I feel like I was supposed to go prone there. And then we just drop. Bow. Alright, we got that. And then that might be it minus whatever is up this ladder.
The last ladder climb is quite lengthy. And although we could have trimmed it down to a shorter climb, we liked how this last segment of the journey built anticipation for whether there was success at the top or not after
Or
all
you're
we've
gonna
been
fall.
through.
Because that makes me feel like we're
Ultimately,
gonna
the
fall.
ladder exits out into the subway station, which is how it connects in the final game. Ellie then has to find her way to the hospital from here, crossing paths with the scars for the first time.
This is sick. Damn, it sucks how much money and time they put into some of these levels only for them to end up being scrapped. I think I missed one though. Alright, last but not least, Ellie follows a trail of blood to an abandoned general store. Of course, we want the commentary and the video. Lost levels, the hunt. Alright,
For
Neil,
this
what you got?
Third and final deleted level, what we call the boar hunt sequence. This was a sequence pretty late in the game. It was right after the whole Seattle Abby sequence where Abby spares Ellie. And then we wanted to come back into Ellie's story, but keep it a bit mysterious of how much time has passed, where is Ellie now? So we're coming in on Ellie, and she's following a trail of blood. And
Okay.
we wanted to mirror, in a way, the deer hunt sequence from the first game, but this time do it with a boar. And there's something with Ellie that now she can't let go of this violence. She's pursuing it, even against this innocent animal. This was another opportunity to show how the violence that Ellie has experienced, the violence that she witnessed being afflicted onto Joel, is still sticking with her, and she's still experiencing these PTSD moments. This was a sequence that was pretty far along and was cut pretty late in production. Parts of it are still really rough, but the gameplay, the building blocks were all there. I think you'll have fun to see, like, again, a rough, unfinished sequence that you can play. You can see all the way to the end, and including a cinematic that we end up cutting.
Oh,
And
what?
the remnants of the sequence ended up being mentioned in Ellie's journal. So this part of the story that we developed still made its way into the game as kind of optional stuff that you could read about, but here you get to experience it. So as a reminder, this is pretty rough, months away from being finished, but you get to see it now.
Oh god, okay. Well, let's see. Alright, we got some blood. Alright. Oh, first dialogue is literally right in front of us. So let's do this.
So the boar hunt was one of the hardest levels for me to work on. It was a huge challenge with the systems that we had, and we kept trying, but it never felt quite right. Originally, The level happened after the Jackson Festival, which also got cut, but before Farm. Once the festival got cut, it became the prologue to Farm. The intended experience is that we jump forward in time after the fight with Abby in the theater. We don't know where Dina is. We likely assume she's dead because she was just bleeding out. Ellie is alone. Her hair is short. So maybe this is the future or the present. And she's hunting.
Guess we'll
Hunting
never
who?
know.
Abby still?
This does kind of make it look mysterious, because if you're just hopping into this right after, you're not knowing
In
actually
early
what you're
iterations of
chasing.
the fight, it was more arena-like. The player slowly whittles down the boar's health. Ellie gets more visceral and more vicious. We get a little worried about her. As the boar gets weaker, more panicked, more feral, and we start feeling sympathetic to the boar, was the hope. In all of these iterations, especially of these wider areas, it required custom AI and scripting to make sure it continued to feel organic as an animal, but we really needed it to do specific stuff. It needed to be able to close distances really, really quickly. It needed to charge to attack, but we wanted the feeling of hunting, so we needed to track it down from afar. And we
Okay.
also needed to discourage the player from attacking the boar when it's that close, or it would kind of turn into this melee kerfuffle. How do we do this in our world while keeping the boar believable?
Guess we'll find out. How did you manage to do it before you cut it?
We must have gone through 5 or 6 iterations of the boar fight and all, and every single time it changed pretty drastically. We split it into clear phases, where one was like all long range. We tried another where you're getting close and you get the jump on it quite literally. You're jumping off of a rock to attack it. And then finally, we tried a bunch where you almost sort of go around a bunch of trailers and try and wrestle it. We uncovered after some time that taking down a boar over several phases felt very laborious and a little dramatic. It was
Honestly, for a
comically
boar?
long. It felt too boss-like, a little too gamey. We decided to cut the first few phases, and we opted for a cold open after the boar had already been hurt off screen. So that allowed us to focus on feeling like we're closing in on prey and to introduce the boar when it was at its most dangerous. Already hurt, already feral, much too close for comfort. And so the thinking was it would bring us more into Ellie's mindset. Is this really hunting for food, or is she hunting for some other reason?
Guess we'll find out. Let's see. What you got?
The gas station was built to highlight the boar's destructiveness. Since it's cramped, the boar feels larger. We also feel trapped with it, though perhaps it's trapped with us. When it charges, it gets to us quickly, so we must be on our toes. This made it more aligned with Ellie's sort of hunting for trouble mindset. Listening became more important, as well as moving around slowly so it didn't hear you. Could you spot it before it saw or heard you? And could you get a shot off quickly enough so you could dodge out of the way? Or is the shot worth the cost after? It feels like a gamble. By the end of the fight, everything would likely be in shambles. The boar would burst through the back, and Ellie would follow it and finally enact revenge.
Are we actually going to be able to
Okay. I can't see shit.
fight it? Oh, well, I couldn't do anything. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, I see you. Where you at? Come here. Let me go over this way. Where'd he go? He's over there. Hiya!
Got you.
I got you. Get over here. Where'd he go? Nah, just don't stop running from me. Ooh. Ow. Get over here. Keep running at me.
Nowhere to
Oh, it
run.
left. I got 2 shots off on it. Where you go? Oh, there's the last dialogue. Last
The boar
dialogue.
kill was supposed to be anything but glorious. With the boar whimpering at the back of the gas station after Ellie's relentless hunt,
Now it makes
After
you feel
this,
sad for doing that.
hearing the drone that we kind of come to associate with Ellie's trauma, we would hard cut to the stream where she's washing her hands and holding rabbits that she hunted, about to return to Dina. And there would be no mention of the boar.
What? Get me inside. Hey, come here. So now what? God, it's crazy. They even cut like full-on cutscenes, dude. That's insane. Guess that's really the life of a game developer. So now it's got you feeling bad. It's kind of too late. You already did damage. Oh no. She's seeing Joel? That's it. Yo, that was great. Not anything insane, but still, just getting this for $10, because I already had the game. I think a lot of people that are a fan of the series already had the game. So for $10 to get this, a new mode, yeah, the graphics to me look exactly the same. But I haven't played this game since it came out, and I am very excited to go through the story again, considering I haven't played it in what? It came out 2020, I think. 2021 maybe, so what, 3 years, something like that. Um, I'm excited to start the story up again and relive this game in all of its glory. With that being said, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video of all of the lost levels. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video. If you haven't already, subscribe if you guys are new and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the Last of Us Part 2 Remastered story. And I'll see you guys in the next one.